Welcome back. In this segment, we'll be reacting to Oliver Anthony's latest song, 90 Some Chevy. As with me is Kimberly McNabb, and I'm Barrett McNabb.
It's as soulful as all of his other hits, so let's get to it.
All right.
That old darling of mine is like a 90-some Chevy. She rides just right when you turn her on. The only thing sounds better than that old 350 is when she's running up to kiss me. When I get home, it's been a hard day. I'll tell you, darling, it's been a long week. Might have to load up the dogs, go and listen to the frogs croaking down in the creek. We can take her nice and slow, a case of beer and a Zebco. Let the sun sink good and low. There ain't no telling where we'll go in the back of that 90-some Chevy. In the back of that 90-some Chevy.
You know, it's interesting. This is kind of a slower song than the ones that we've been reacting to, and you can see that some of the references that he has. I mean, you know, the case of beer and a Zebco. So if you don't know,
what's a Zebco?
Yeah, if you don't know, it's a fishing rod, fishing reel. So he's talking about, you know, getting out there with a case of beer and going fishing, and so I mean, it's you know, he's going back and forth, comparing his significant other to a you know, his truck, and saying, you know, the engine purrs just right, and when he gets her going, she purrs just right as well, and so, you know, it's just with a lot of illusion there, and you know, of course, he's talking about his dogs again. You know, he's got to have his dogs in the back of the pickup truck, and so it's a lot of imagination that's going on, and kind of taking you back to where, you know, a creek would be, or, you know, with the frogs croaking and things like that. It's a lot of imagery, and I like it. I like it a lot.
She's hotter than hell, I'm higher than gas. She's sweeter than honey, I'm poor white trash. She ain't had a check that I couldn't cash. I guess that she's my Carter, and I'm her cash. And I've been sitting around drinking on it. I guess I'm gonna have to get me a ring and get it on it. That old darling of mine is like a 90-some Chevy.
So this is interesting. First, I'd like to call out the camera work. He has a lot more camera work in this, a lot more production value. Previously, it was in his viral hit, Richmond, North of Richmond. It had just really kind of two angles. It had, you know, the angle both on him, but one was a front shot, one was kind of a side shot that had the dogs, and it just kind of did that a couple of times. This one has a lot of production value, where he has, I guess, called B-roll, where he's in his truck. You know, he's got the dogs in the creek and things like that. Interestingly, there were two firearms that got a close-up. It was a handgun and a shotgun in the passenger well of his vehicle, and so that was interesting to see that. But when you're looking at his past music, I can't help think that he's recalling some of the things in his past. So with her being, you know, extremely attractive, hotter than hell, and
that part might mean she's mad.
She's mad. That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm higher than gas, so she might be mad that he's high.
Right. Yep.
And then sweeter than honey, I'm poor white trash. So he may feel like he doesn't deserve her.
Yeah.
She ain't had a check that I couldn't cash. So there's a saying, is it from Tombstone? Like, don't write a check your ass can't cash. So don't do anything that you can't,
follow through
with. And so
can't write a check that your mouth can't
so
cash.
to say that about her, like if she's threatening something to make him get clean or something,
right.
He knows that she'll be serious about it.
Right. And the the reference, the she's my Carter and I'm her Cash. So that's clear that he's talking about Johnny Cash and June Carter. So he didn't say June, but that was her maiden name. And so June Carter and her Cash. Now June was a huge advocate to Johnny Cash getting rehabilitated through addiction service programs and things like that. So this is I'm just thinking that he's alluding that he basically not only is music, because Johnny Cash is a musician, but that his significant other has also helped him get clean as well, as well as God.
And then he says, I guess I'm gonna have to get me a ring and get it on it. So I think he recognizes that this is what he needs and that she's good for him.
Yeah, and that's awesome. That's so awesome that that's what a marriage or a relationship is truly good for. Nobody is strong all on their own. Having different pieces of the puzzle that make your life better and complementary, is good. So I mean,
it's not just about what you want; it's acknowledging what you need.
Exactly, and obviously, his wife or soon to be or girlfriend, his dogs, his songs, his faith is what props him up, and so just super excited to see all this coming together for him.
She rides just right when you turn her on. The only thing sounds better than that old 350s when she's running up to kiss me. When I get home, it's been a hard day. I tell you, darling, it's been a long week. Might have to load up the dogs, go and listen to the frogs croaking down in the creek. We can take her nice and slow, a case of beer and a Zebco. Let the sun sink good and low. There ain't no telling where we'll go in the back of that 90-some Chevy. In the back of that 90-some Chevy. That old darling of mine's like a 90-some Chevy. She rides just right when you turn her on.
Nice. I like the camera work that he's got going on. He's it just shows that he's realizing that he wants to put some production value into it. But it's a nice smooth song, and I really like it, and I like all the imagery in there as well. Johnny Cash.
It's deep.
Yeah.
It's a deeper than it sounds song, because first you might hear it and go, oh, this is kind of a country song comparing a woman to a truck and talking about drinking and fishing, but he acknowledges that he needs this woman, and the last part, she runs up to kiss him when he gets home. It's been a hard day. She's a source of comfort for him.
Right, and it's just. If you have not listened to any of his other songs, if this is the first video that you're seeing of us reacting, I'll make sure I put a link in them. But he, unless you've been buried under a rock, he is much more. He has a lot going on. He's very deep, And the lyrics, when you hear the lyrics, first of all, they're catchy. These are nice songs that he does. He's an amazing artist, but also peeling that onion back and getting to layer after layer, you're gonna really get into some deep meaning with his songs, and I wish him all the best as he continues to make songs for everybody.
And I hope other artists step up their game with
Right.
making their songs meaningful.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So anyway, that concludes this segment of the Azimuth Podcast. Please stay tuned after these messages.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy our show with all the stories we share, we would love your support.
And it's as easy as clicking that subscribe or follow button. This will ensure you never miss an episode and keeps us bringing you these important stories. Your support makes a huge difference. Thank you so much for being part of our podcast family.
Thanks, and keep tuning in.